is Qtv Nightly News, which is also on Q Radio 103.3 FM, and I am Loliam Kamara. Thank you for joining us. Here are the main news headlines. President Adama Barrow on Wednesday welcomed Gambia Democratic Congress leader Mama Kande and members of the party's Upper River Region chapter to his residence in Mankamangkunda. As part of his nationwide development tour, President Barrow on Wednesday visited the new Giraffe Agro-Logistics Center in Makafarafenya North Bank region. The Korea Partnership for Innovation in Agriculture, COPIA Gambia, has introduced a new herbicide application method designed to make weed control in rice farming easier, faster, and more efficient. In international news, our colleague Korkaba, currently in the Netherlands, joined millions of people around the world to witness the August 12, 2026 solar eclipse, one of the year's most anticipated astronomical events. In sports news, after what many are calling one of the most exciting and surprising semi-finals in WAFCON history, Malawi and Cameroon overcame high-ranked opponents to earn their places in Sunday's final. Those were the headlines. Coming up next, the news in detail. President Adama Barrow on Wednesday welcomed Gambia Democratic Congress leader Mama Kande and members of the party's Upper River Region chapter to his residence in Mankamangkunda. The meeting comes as the National People's Party and the GDC intensifies efforts to consolidate their alliance ahead of the December 5th presidential election. Usman Jatta reports.
The two sons of Jimara, once political foes, President Adama Barrow and GDC leader Mama Kande, are now strengthening their political partnership, determined to show that despite their different political backgrounds and past differences, they remain one family ahead of the crucial December 5th presidential election. What began as a meeting between two political leaders quickly turned into a show of unity as supporters of the National People's Party and the Gambia Democratic Congress gathered in celebration. The NPP-GDC alliance continues to gather momentum, with both leaders urging their supporters to stand together in one voice while intensifying nationwide mobilization ahead of the official 2026 presidential campaign. Dusano, presidential advisor, believes the reunion has already united the people of Jimara.
I am assuring Mama Kande that Jimara is already united. For that reason, I am calling on all the people of Jimara, NPP and GDC supporters to create space for each other. Let us embrace one another and remember that elections are won by the majority.
The message was echoed by Suku Singarte, the NPP's second deputy national president, who described the alliance as a significant political force ahead of the polls.
The three biggest parties in the country are the NPP, UDP and GDC. Now that the GDC has joined the NPP, the game is over and the debate is finished. Everyone knows the reality. Mama Kande has many loved ones in the NPP.
For presidential advisor and NPP Youth President Momodu Sabali, the partnership is built on President Barrow's development record, which he says inspired Mama Kande's decision to join the alliance.
The important thing is that President Barrow has laid the foundation. He has constructed roads, built universities, and established a college in the history of the Upper River region. Mama Kande wants to do the same for Basse, Jimara, and the Gambian people. That is why he's supporting President Barrow. The people are behind us. Come and join the alliance.
Standing before supporters, Mama Kande declared that the partnership goes beyond politics, saying he and President Barrow are now united as one family and committed to ensuring the alliance remains peaceful and strong.
There is no politics today. I want to show the Gambian people and the world that President Adama Barrow and I have become one family. That is why I'm here today. I also want to say that I do not want any problems in our partnership.
President Barrow described the NPP, GDC and their allied parties as one family, urging supporters to focus less on votes and more on hard work as preparations begin for a nationwide mobilization tour.
The GDC, NPP and other parties are one family. Let us get up and work because God rewards hard work. God does not reward empty talk. God rewards action. As Mama Kande said, our September Meet the People tour will be different. We will mobilize.
Political activities intensify ahead of the December 5th presidential election. The NPP and GDC say their growing alliance is built on unity, mobilization and a shared determination to face the polls together. Osman Jatta, QTV News.
As part of his nationwide development tour, President Barrow on Wednesday visited the new Giraffe Agro-Logistics Center in Magafarafenya, North Bank region. The facility is expected to transform the way farmers store, process and market their produce. Usman Jatta again.
For generations, most Gambian farmers have measured success by the size of their harvest. But for many now, the real challenge comes after the crops are harvested. Poor storage and limited access to markets often mean that much of their produce is lost before it can be sold. Once fully operational, the Giraffe Agro-Logistics Center in Magafarafenya will offer modern storage facilities, solar-powered cold rooms, sorting and grading equipment, processing areas and transport services, helping to preserve produce quality, reduce post-harvest losses and connect farmers to better paying markets. Agriculture Minister Demba Sabali says the project aligns with the government's drive to achieve food self-sufficiency by 2030.
It means really great because the goal of this project essentially is to reduce post-harvest loss. And I think that is essential in our food self-sufficiency drive by 2030. So the post-harvest loss of about 30% will be highly minimized, especially for the perishable goods by end of October and latest to be inaugurated by His Excellency potentially the first week of November. And once you had the opportunity to go in, you will understand that it's doable. All the material that are needed to complete this project are already on site. It's just a matter of installation. It has a lot of options, that is stores, training centers, lodging areas, conference centers, and at the back we have warehouses that are cold storage facilities, but we also have dry facilities where they can store onions and a lot of the perishable goods that are produced in the North Bank region. So it is going to be a game changer when it is finished.
This project represents a shift in how agricultural produce is handled, stored and marketed, giving farmers greater opportunities to add value to what they grow. The Maka Center is one of 2 agro-logistics hubs being developed under the World Bank-funded Gambia Inclusive and Resilient Agricultural Value Chain Development Project, Giraffe, with the second facility currently under construction in Wasu. Mamour Aliou Jang is the project's national coordinator.
Yeah, so there will be sorting. The trucks, they come just as the cars are parked, and they will deposit, and they will be sorted in between, and then they will be stored. By that we mean, just example, if you are storing onions, you know, you don't need to put it in a cool condition.
Yes.
That is what we call dry storage. So that one is 2,700 metric tons. So behind you also see the workers. Those are the industrial plots, and those are individualized also. So we are going to open it up to concessionaires who want to do processing, who want to do packaging, and so forth.
As construction nears completion, expectations are rising among farming communities, with many viewing the center as more than just new infrastructure. It represents hope for reduced post-harvest losses, improved incomes, and a stronger, more sustainable future for agriculture in the Gambia. Osman Jatta, QTV News, North Bank Region.
The Korea Partnership for Innovation in Agriculture, Qtv Gambia, has introduced a new herbicide application method designed to make weed control in rice farming easier, faster and more efficient. The method is expected to reduce the time and labor farmers spend managing weeds. Yafatu Gay tells us more.
Weed management is a major challenge in rice production, as weeds compete with rice plants for essential resources such as water, nutrients, sunlight and growing space. When not properly controlled, weeds can slow crop development, reduce yields and increase the amount of time and labor farmers spend in their fields. Sang Buckley, a rice expert at Qtv Gambia, explains how this innovative herbicide application works and its benefits to rice farmers.
Good weed control give you high yielding, good quality rices. So every farmer is worrying about the weed. So nowadays, almost rice fielder, we can control weed by herbicides. Herbicide is very efficient. They can control killed.
The method could particularly be beneficial to farmers cultivating large rice fields, where conventional weed control can be time-consuming and labor-intensive. By simplifying the application process, the approach could help farmers save time, reduce labor requirements, and manage weeds more effectively across large areas. Lamin Sane, the administrator at Qtv Gambia, further elaborates on the effectiveness and convenience of the method.
This is a kind of an improved method that actually is generated from South Korea, and we are also trying to apply to test whether it will be able to be applicable here or not. So basically, you are seeing the power tiller here. Power tiller, many may thought is only used. We can only use it for tilling the soil or probably transportation. But this power tiller is multi-purpose in the sense that it has additional functions. That is, we can use it to irrigate water to our crops. And again, the beauty is we can also use it for pesticide application.
Given the importance of rice production to the Gambia's efforts to strengthen food security and reduce dependence on imported rice, practical innovations such as improved weed management techniques are valuable support to farmers. Dr. Sane further explains.
Yes, I think the beauty of this method is fast and very, very efficient. Efficient in the sense that it can be able to uniformly spread the herbicide across the field.
As farmers continue to seek ways to increase production while managing rising labor demands, effective weed control could become an important part of improving rice farming and, as a result, contribute to strengthening food security in the Gambia. Reporting for QTV News, this is Yafatu Gay.
As the world marked International Youth Day on Wednesday, which we featured on our Youth Dialogue show, children from the Gambia's Children's National Assembly are calling for greater youth participation in decision-making and stronger action to address the challenges facing children and young people. Jacqueline Colley has the details.
The 2026 International Youth Day theme, Different Contexts, Common Aspirations, highlights the diverse realities young people face across countries and communities, particularly in vulnerable regions, while underscoring their shared aspirations for dignity, education, and sustainable futures. Celebrated annually on August 12, the day provides an opportunity to recognize the contributions of young people and amplify their voices in shaping decisions that affect their lives. Young parliamentarians of the Gambia's Children's National Assembly deliberated on this year's theme, using the occasion to highlight some of the pressing challenges confronting children and young people across the country. Here is Mafanta Kebe, child representative of the Qtv municipality.
So even though we have different contexts, our aspirations are the same. We all want quality education, safety, respect, and to contribute to the Gambia. So the theme is telling us that to achieve that, we need to work together as one.
Mafanta Kebe, the Qtv municipality representative, and our Jalo, the Banjul representative, spoke about the need to ensure that young people are not only consulted but are meaningfully included in decisions that affect their lives and future.
I think that they are not being included enough in decision making. So to help them achieve what they wanted to achieve, we need to include them so they can rise and achieve what they wanted to achieve. Yeah.
I think that is partially achieved because we do have youth involved in decision making, but their decisions taken seriously at large. When you look at the political space as well, I think we need like more young people in it. So yeah, partially we're participating in decision making.
The young representatives also emphasized the need for greater investment in children and youth, arguing that creating meaningful opportunities for young people to participate in national development can help build a more inclusive and prosperous Gambia. Babakar Sow was the Speaker of the Children's National Assembly.
Okay, so today as we celebrate the Youth International Day, I think one challenge that we should try and overcome is the unemployment rate. We can see it as many of our youths are not employed, and I want to really distill our education system because you go to school for like 12 years and all you do is like reading and no vocational skills or stuff is added to into our education. Even though we're having improvements now, but I think it's a bit late that it is coming now and it's not yet that improved that. While going to school, young people will be able to also learn livelihood skills that will help them after graduation, maybe start their own things. Youths nowadays don't just want to be employed, they need tools to start their own things.
As the Gambia joins the rest of the world in marking International Youth Day, there are calls for stronger intergenerational collaboration and greater investment in young people, ensuring they have the opportunities, platforms, and support needed to actively contribute to national development. For the child parliamentarians, International Youth Day provides an important opportunity to amplify the voices of the young people and draw attention to the challenges they face in their communities. They are therefore calling on government, policymakers, development partners, and communities to listen to young people and create meaningful platforms that enable them to participate in decisions affecting their lives and future. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jacqueline Kweli.
We will now go for a commercial break. When we return, we have more national, international, and sports news stories. Do stay tuned.
Important news for prospective pilgrims. Ajib Bank Limited, in collaboration with the Gambia International Airlines (GIA), has officially commenced the collection of deposit payments for the 2027 Hajj pilgrimage. Intending pilgrims planning to perform the holy journey with the nation's premier travel operator can now secure their spots early. The initial deposit required to register for the 2027 Hajj package is $400,000. Payments can be made at any Ajib Bank branch nationwide. After making your deposit, remember to present your bank payment slip to the Gambia International Airlines offices to update your records and finalize your registration. As seats are allocated on a first-come, first-served basis, early registration is strongly encouraged to guarantee your spot for this sacred journey. For further details on registration requirements and account information, visit your nearest Ajib Bank branch or contact the Gambia International Airlines Hajj Secretariat.
In today's world, speed matters, but slow internet can hold you back. Now, the future of connectivity has arrived in the Gambia. QCell's Q-Fiber, ultra-fast, ultra-reliable internet designed for the way you live. Stream your favorite shows without buffering, power your business with seamless video calls, study, work, and play online like never before. From homes to businesses, QCell Fiber is connecting the Gambia to the future. QCell's Q-Fiber. Get connected today. Call 145 or 300-3779. QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back, and this is QTV News. I am Loliam Kamara. Here are the rest of tonight's stories. The Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital has received a consignment of dental equipment donated by the Sangor family in the United Kingdom. Jacqueline Koli again.
The 2026 International Youth Day theme, Different Contexts, Common Aspirations.
apologize for that short interruption. Coming up next is international news in a moment. The total solar eclipse of August 12, 2026 was one of the year's most anticipated astronomical events, marking Europe's first total solar eclipse in 27 years. Our colleague Korkaba, currently in the Netherlands, joined eclipse watchers in the town of Almere, Britain, and spoke to some of those who gathered to watch the spectacle. Here is Adedarami.
For millions of people, it was a chance to look to the skies as the moon passed between the Earth and the Sun. The path of totality swept through remote Arctic regions, Greenland and Iceland, before reaching northern Spain and a small part of Portugal. Elsewhere, including in the Netherlands, observers experienced a partial solar eclipse. In Almere, Britain, people gathered to watch the celestial event unfold. Among them was Evelyn, who told QTV what she was expecting to see.
And the last time I saw it was in 1999, and I was a very young girl, and now it's a very special moment to see with my family. Okay. And I hope to see a totally eclipse.
For Daphne, the occasion brought the excitement of seeing an eclipse for the first time, and she had a message for people who did not have the opportunity to witness it.
I hope they watch it on TV so they can enjoy this moment with us, and I hope someday they will be able to see this too.
But not everyone here was a first-time eclipse watcher. Marcel Zen-Haute had experienced one before and was back for another encounter with one of nature's most striking astronomical displays.
Quite special. I'm surprised. I mean, it's not complete, but still, you feel the change. The light is getting different, and it's getting a little bit cooler. It was warm today, but you feel it's getting cooler. So it's quite interesting. I saw it in '99 when I was in Belgium, where it was a total eclipse. So then I went to in 1999. I went to Belgium because it was also similar to this in the Netherlands, but it was total eclipse in Belgium, so that was even more special.
Safety was also an important part of the experience. Observers had been warned never to look directly at the sun without appropriate protection. Some arrived with special eclipse glasses, while others brought homemade viewing devices. Umut explained the precautions he had taken to watch safely.
This is just the pinhole box to observe the eclipse, basically. There's a small pinhole here, and you can see the kind of not really reflection, you can see the light passing through, which is the shape of the current status of the eclipse, basically. So it's kind of safe way to watch the eclipse. Also the lazy way, because we kind of didn't order the proper glasses beforehand, and they ran out, so we made this one.
The eclipse also attracted worldwide scientific and media attention. NASA and the European Space Agency were among the organizations following, capturing and sharing the event, as the moon's shadow traveled across the northern hemisphere. For the crowds watching in Almere, Britain, it was a chance to share in an astronomical event which was also being followed by millions around the world. For us here in Africa, we don't have long to wait, as we will experience a spectacular total solar eclipse just over a year from now, on August the 2nd, 2027. For QTV News, I am Ade Darami.
In sports news, after what many are calling the most exciting and surprising semi-finals in the WAFCON history, immortality beckons for the female footballers of Malawi and Cameroon. The two teams overcame higher-ranked opponents along the way for the right to face each other in Sunday's final. Adedarami again.
Regular watchers of African women's football are describing the 2026 tournament as the most exciting and unpredictable so far. No team embodies that unpredictability more than Malawi, a team making its debut in the competition, as well as being the lowest-ranked team in the whole tournament, could not have been expected to make it all the way to the final. Having already surprised everyone by emerging at the top of a group which included Nigeria, Zambia and Egypt, perhaps we should have become used to expecting the unexpected from them. In the quarterfinal, they saw off Ghana 2-1 in an exciting match. Their semi-final performance was even more impressive as they defeated Africa's 12th-ranked team Algeria 3-1 in a match that was exciting from start to finish. The North Africans missed the opportunity to appear in the final in their neighbouring country. The second semi-final was the Battle of the Lionesses, as the Atlas Lionesses of Morocco, roared on by a large crowd, took on the indomitable Lionesses of Cameroon. Although this match could not boast the 4 goals of the earlier semi-final, the excitement and drama were no less. Host Morocco played the more calculated and patient football, but could not find a way past a resolute Cameroon defence. A large part of that was down to Cameroon's goalkeeper, Michele. If Malawi have emerged as the undisputed team of this tournament, regardless of what happens in the final, Michele has emerged as the player of the tournament after a string of fantastic saves in almost every game. As the semi-finals seemed to be heading to the inevitable penalty shootout as they got closer to the end of extra time, Morocco were handed a chance to win the game with only minutes to go. They were awarded a penalty after what seemed an exaggerated reaction by one of their players to being tackled. Fatima Tagnout, a star performer in this and the previous WAFCON, was given the opportunity to send her side through to what would have been their second successive final, only to see her shot saved by the seemingly unbeatable Michele. It was perhaps no surprise, therefore, that the woman who has looked like the best goalkeeper in Africa pulled off 3 saves in the penalty shootout. 19-year-old Miriam Nyaju, who was already credited with scoring arguably one of the goals of this tournament with her wonder strike which downed Nigeria, scored Cameroon's 3rd successive penalty to spark jubilation among the players, coaches and fans and break the hearts of the home crowd. In a sporting gesture, the defeated Moroccan team lined up, even as many of them wept, to shake hands with their conquerors. So we have 2 teams, Cameroon and Malawi, getting ready to face each other in what has already been a fantastic tournament in football terms. Based on what we've seen so far, a great final, as well as history, beckons for these 2 teams. For QTV News, I am Ade Darami.
That's all we have for you in this bulletin. Do join us again at 10:30 for another bulletin. Thanks for watching.